Good. Go.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Day number 4. A little bit of a change of pace. I am not home. I am out in the streets, these dangerous streets. It's an early morning. It's foggy. But welcome again to our podcast. I'm Randy, joined by Michael here, my co-host. So I don't have anything in front of me, so I can't really tell you what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to hand that over to Michael. But before I do that, quick disclaimer. Remember, everything that we talk about here is just our opinions. It has no backing in any sense in terms of any litigation, any financial advice that, we're not associated with anybody other than ourselves. So don't take anything that we say seriously. So that's it.
All right. Thank you, Randy, for the intro. Welcome, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about same thing, 3 different sections. So finance, fitness, and personal development. On the finance aspect, we will be discussing the difference between index funds and ETFs. Also, we will be doing some updates regarding news updates for today, really good ones. Then on the fitness sections, we have workout programs. And on the personal development, we're going to continue the discussion that we started yesterday because I feel like we didn't talk enough about that. But yeah. So let's get it started. Difference between index funds and ETFs. Can you expand that, Randy?
Do my best. I'm not 100% sure because, we're just a bunch of amateurs here.
Mm-hmm.
So index funds. Generally speaking, index funds have a big wall in terms of the entry. You're generally going to find that an index fund has a minimum entry fee of anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 to anywhere from $10,000. The reason for that is because it's usually managed by high-profile companies like a Fidelity or a Vanguard. They do, however, have cheaper options in terms of those index funds in the form of index fund ETFs. So think of it as like they're giving you a really small slice of the pie for a cheaper rate. But you're not getting as much of a return because you're only buying, let's say, $100 worth of the index fund as opposed to the $3,000 that it's worth. When it comes to an ETF, basically they trade like stocks. Can't really give you too much more specifics because that's basically the knowledge that I have of it. So I'm going to pass it over to Michael, see what he's got for you.
Right, I can expand on the ETFs a little bit more. ETFs stands for Exchange Trade Funds. So like he mentioned, it's pretty much the purpose of it is to diversify a portfolio with a relative low investment amount. So it's on contrary to index funds, they're unmanaged with like companies like Vanguard and Fidelities. Uh, ETFs, they're more affordable for everybody like you and me. It makes it has like a very good diversified ETF overall. Um, that's almost the same idea, but for different people. For example, index funds, it's like SP 500 or SPY and so on. So they're very expensive, and not all of us can invest on those. So that's what ETFs are there for. But yeah, that's pretty much the main difference between those two. And other than that, they pretty much that same thing.
One thing that I do want to add with the index funds is that the idea behind them is to be extremely diversified. So generally within an index fund, you're going to find that there's tens, hundreds of stocks within that fund to keep you really diversified across a broad range of different fields.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So the index funds are usually, they mimic that sector that they are representing for. For example, yesterday we kind of mentioned about it, like index funds for technology, index funds for banking, high dividends, and so on forth. So they kind of categorize them. But if you just want like an overall of the market, there is really good ones as well. But yeah, so let's move on to the next topic. So some of the news updates for today. We gotta talk about Bitcoin because it's been taking a little bit of attention for starting on Monday. So it almost reaches 30K, 13,
13.
yeah, Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's
I was
just,
about to say Jesus.
yeah, it's granting momentum, and there is some logistics behind that. So one is that after the IMF panel, the Fed representative, I think it was, I forgot his name, Powell, I think.
Jerome Powell.
Yeah, Powell. Yeah, that one. Anyways, like he put the idea out there to have a centralized bank for crypto, and he argued that if the U.S. doesn't do it, there will be someone else who will, and China is on the way. That got some attention, but also yesterday actually PayPal will allow to buy, hold, and sell cryptocurrencies directly from the PayPal account, which is huge because PayPal is huge. Like, there's so much traffic going on in the app in their service that allows people all around the world to pretty much trade cryptocurrency. That's also another news update. Why the momentum? Why the momentum overall? Yeah. What do you think? We're going to that 20K once again with Bitcoin or not?
It's starting to gain a little bit more like fundamentals in terms of its backing. So it's definitely a possibility. The only reason why I realized is because I literally scrolled down through Robinhood and I was checking the portfolio that I had, and then all the way at the bottom there's Bitcoin, and it was up like 17%. I'm like, whoa, what was that about?
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely potential. Bitcoin is definitely a new player in the field, right?
Right.
There, I mean, there's not really much more to say other than the fact that we have to stay tuned watching it, and it definitely has that potential to jump back up to 20, if not 30K. And yeah, with the way our society is going, and just the angst and all the uncertainty with everything that's going on right now, I would not be too surprised if Bitcoin does jump back up to
Yeah,
20.
and also let's not forget that the dollars is weak right now. That's super weak. So that also gives advantage for investors and just regular people to look other ways. So before it used to be gold. Every time that the dollar was weak, people used to turn to gold, so buying gold. Now they have the option to buy cryptocurrency, which is also based on gold, surprisingly. Um, but yeah, so that's like a good alternative that now our generation has, and we can take advantage of that. But we will see. Like it's a little bit tricky with cryptocurrency because the security concerns and all that. But overall, I feel like yeah, it has a lot of potential. In yeah, if you have a Robinhood account, it also allows you to trade cryptocurrency. But now you also if you have a PayPal account, which I'm 80% sure that a lot of people has it, you can trade from your PayPal account as well. Now, moving on, we're gonna talk about the Hammer EV, man. We talked about this a little bit yesterday.
Oh,
We gotta talk about it. So it's kind of impressive, very
it
futuristic
definitely looks pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie.
for sure. It's
Um, I mean, I was just scrolling through. I'm pretty sure it was YouTube, and I just saw an ad that just popped up randomly, and it was this pretty cool looking car. And then at the end, it says it's a Hummer. I'm like, whoa! So they're bringing those back. Now the thing is, it's a concept. It's not that it's right now
well,
available.
well, yeah. It's supposed to come out on 2022, but there are already pre-orders, which is kind of surprising. But like the numbers, the horsepowers, the truck, the torque, and all the numbers are just impressive. Is 1 0 to 60 in 3 seconds for a truck that is amazing. But like once again, it's not clear. It's not, in my opinion, it's not really clear to which sector of the automobile industry will make competition directly. It can be to the Cybertruck, but I'm also thinking of the Jeep and the Bronco, which is coming next year. But it's not really specific. So I feel like it's just putting its own category right there, like a new
Yeah,
category in automakers. So pretty
yeah.
cool. What do you think about you can drive to the side? You have control of each
I,
individual.
yeah, I didn't even know that that was a thing, but that sounds pretty cool. The only issue with the Hummer is that it's a really big car, so
And a big,
parking, especially here in New York, is going to be a problem. But
yeah,
besides that,
yeah, and also a big price tag, starting over 100K. Well, there's a basic package for 80,000, but you know who wants basic? Anyways, let's move on to our earnings report from yesterday. So there were three that I was keeping an eye of. Tesla. Let's just start with Tesla. They beat their expectation, gave a really good boost of 3% after hours. I was actually surprised that it pushed 3% up, but it's finally giving us profits. I mean, the company is finally giving profits, which is really really good. Fifth straight quarters now, and I like that. Tesla has a lot of potential in the future. One, definitely pick up some shares on that. I have said. Verizon, same thing, beat their expectation, but it was on the negative, so ended on red yesterday, which is kind of surprising. I feel like a lot of investors don't see a lot of potential moving forward. But with the 5G, I'm definitely holding it for the long run. Other than that, Chipotle, the favorite of Randy's. What do you think about that? What do you think it happened? Wait, you got that?
Chipotle,
Yeah,
yeah, pretty much. I wasn't looking at Chipotle actually yesterday. Did it drop after the earnings report?
it did. It kind of took a major hit yesterday. So it was down
Right,
5% after. But
right.
even though it exceeded expectations, all this during the pandemic, all this time, Chipotle was one of the few restaurants that maintained on green, which was kind of impressive. But it took a hit yesterday. But yeah, other than that, I don't have much from that.
Yeah, man. With the pandemic going on, everything, even if you do hit all earning reports, beat expectations, there is a possibility. That's the market in general. You can't really predict anything. Even if you do well, sometimes that's already priced in, and unless you beat expectations so spectacularly that that'll drive the price up, usually what you're going to find is that sometimes, even after beating expectations, there's a dip.
Yeah, and once again, that's because mainly because investors look in the long run, like what does it have to offer on the next quarter, and that's what happened with Netflix. I'm still kind of surrounded by Netflix is that there's so much a company can grow like exponentially that at a point it's going to go flat. So if investors see that it reached its max potential, there's so little that it can grow more. So that's usually the reason why it fell. And also traders have some influence on that, but it is what it is. All right. What else? What else? Let's go to. You have something else to add on the finance on your end? Any trades that you?
Not particularly. So my trading with so again, my trade right now is with Peloton. So it dipped pretty low yesterday. It went under 120. Uh, so I had to kind of average in a better price as it kept falling. Um, so
Oh,
again, the projection for me is about 150, and right now it's sitting about 120. And I bought in at around 130. So
yeah, you're losing there.
we're gonna hold on. Yeah, definitely losing in the trade, but with all these things, you have to be patient because you, as well as I know, that patience is key. Sometimes we get these really big drops, which is followed by incredible recoveries or really slow recoveries, but eventually they get back to where they were.
Yeah, and also I have said like every time that whenever I do a trade, I don't put all my money in one stock. Um, I trade with 1 grand daily, but I don't use the entire 1K to on a
Yeah,
trade. So also be careful, guys, with that. Maybe I use like 50 or 60% of it, and then there's always gonna be a better trade that you instantly just picked up, so you can put a little money in the other trade. Usually that's my strategy when it comes to trading, but Let's see. All right. Moving on to fitness workout program. All you.
Right. So with this, the whole point was to kind of just give you a good idea as to how do you even start a workout program or create one for yourself.
Mhm.
So the basic general outline for a fitness program is that you want to revolve it around three things: strength training, cardio, and nutrition. So these are the three fundamental components that you're going to find with any fitness program. Food is 80% of what's going to get you the results, and the other 20% is going to come from the exercise, and we usually break that down between cardio and strength training. The way you go about it, again, since we started in the beginning, is start where you can manage it. 20 minutes of strength training, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. 2 or 3 times a week, you go out for a jog for 10 minutes. If that's where you start, that's where you start, and you slowly build that up over time. Generally, yeah, go ahead.
I'm lazy with the cardio. I cannot do that. I can do it.
It's crucial, man. That's a lot of people don't like doing the cardio, and that's usually the part that they're missing that's gonna get them to the result that they want.
I think, yeah.
I mean, you tell me.
I mean,
Have you been on a consistent program where you've done cardio and strength training and kept up with your nutrition all at once?
Honestly, nutrition, I don't have problem with that. I think
Okay.
I really balance nutrition. Now, when it comes to exercise, I mainly do a strength, like higher sets. Higher sets, like higher weight, lower reps. And yeah, usually core exercise with push-ups, pull-ups. And I went back to the gym yesterday, guys. I was proud of myself.
Congratulations.
To be honest, I was surprised that there was not a lot of people. So it was really nice to see that. So, with all this. And yeah, I started doing more strength. I feel like I've been doing core exercise mainly. So I feel like what's the word? I'm comfortable with my weight. So lifting my weight, it's not an issue anymore. I just needed a little bit extra boost.
But again, most people aren't really going to start from that point, right? Most people, they're going to start off not particularly strong. Cardio and conditioning isn't particularly great. So again, you start where you can and you build from there. Honestly, if in terms of cardio, if you really don't like doing it as a consistent thing on a program, try to find activities that involve cardio. Find people to play sports with, like basketball or soccer or football, and try to make it interesting, because that's another component when it comes to fitness that people tend to neglect, is that if it's not interesting or if it's not fun for you, it's going to be hard to maintain for the long run. And those results are going to come from you doing it consistently over a long period of time.
Yeah, I feel like, actually, I would try my best to do some cardio. I feel like I sweat a lot anyways when I do some workouts. Like whatever it is, I do sweat. And as long as I sweat, I feel like I'm feeling good. But yeah,
That's perfectly fine. But I'm talking about that longevity, man. As you get older, your cardiovascular system starts declining over time. So at least maintaining some type of cardio is definitely beneficial.
Yeah, I feel like even walking counts as cardio. I'm not just
kidding. Yeah, that's 100% cardio.
Okay, sounds good. That was a good. Can you recap for the 3 major aspects that you should look at when you
right? So when it comes to workout programs, we're looking for strength training, cardio, and nutrition. You can get those 3 things down, you're pretty much set.
Yeah, you got it. You heard from the semi-expert.
Well, I mean, I technically am certified personal trainer.
Actually, yeah, he is, guys. So what he's saying is actually very accurate. And all right, really good. Last but not least for the day, personal development. Difference between right and wrong. We talked about yesterday. Our positions was mainly that we don't have a position. No, actually.
No, we do. It's just, it's not, there is no such, well, it's not there's no such thing as right and wrong, but sometimes there's better choices or worse choices, but there's not necessarily something as the right choice and the wrong choice.
They're just choices, and you deal with the consequences. That's pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing is that it also comes to morality. So depending on how you were raised, you will see things differently from other people. So I feel like when it comes to this topic, it gets very deep, very dark, because a lot of people are not gonna agree with what we're saying, and many people are also they're gonna be confused because it's new to them. I feel like we need to spend more time kind of asking or talking about this topic a little bit more because it's very important to be aware of the choices that we make and the consequences that comes with it with them. Now it's hard for us to kind of see the future and say, oh, if I make this choice, the consequence is going to be this. But at least you can just put a little bit thought about it before you do it and see the many different paths that it could go. And like Randy mentioned, like the video games from yesterday, if you make the decision, it can either, it can be good, it can go south, it can be bad. So
But at the end of the day, it's a choice, right? It's just going to lead you down a different path.
exactly. But it's up to you guys. I mean, it's up to us because I feel like even us we make these choices daily. Like Randy right now, he's walking that direction. He could have taken the other street to get
Yeah,
there.
you can go down this block and then, yeah.
Yeah, but the consequence is that you probably would have to work a little bit extra, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it from a different perspective, it's good because he's doing some cardio in that. But now,
Yeah, but I'm running late, so I can't.
the other side, he might get late to work. So, it depends on how you look at it. But yeah, other than that, you have anything else to add to it?
Not particularly. I think I'm satisfied with what I said yesterday. They're
Mhm.
just choices. Obviously, like a big part of being a human is trying to be a decent person, right? And that really comes down to the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you have to think about yourself first, just because this is your life. And if you live life for other people, that's not really going to be beneficial to you.
Indeed.
Plus, yeah, go ahead.
I said, don't be a pleaser, trying to please
Yeah,
them. The only person
you
pleasing is yourself.
yeah,
And
you can't please everybody. It doesn't matter how much you try. It's always going to fail.
yeah, because I feel like you gotta stay true to the core, like the beliefs. Like also, yeah, I feel like that's the major step that you should take and think about is what are your cores? Not what your mom told you what they are, or religion told you, like like the Ten Commandments. Those are your moral core. Think about you. What do you think? Do your core values should be like? I got tired in my cores in my body because I never want to forget that whenever I thought about it, I came to the conclusion. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's it, man. Just the experience or these beliefs that you will develop over time, they're going to come from life experience. So you kind of just got to get out there and live life. And
Mm-hmm.
when you fall, you get back up. If you fail, don't take failure as like that's the end. It's just a stepping stone until you get to the other point, which is usually success.
And don't forget to smile. That's probably the best.
I don't like smiling.
Fuck out of here. Look at you. You're smiling right now. Crazy. Anyways, with that, guys, I hope we will see you tomorrow. I mean, we don't really see you, but we talk to you tomorrow. If you have any suggestions, feel free to DM us on our Instagrams, um, email us, however, to be honest. But yeah,
Yeah, and just reach out if you have any suggestions. Just let us know. Again, we're just shooting the shit, so this is just fun.
conversation, let us know. We will be happy to have you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Peace out.
Now, guys.